Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Slcmof and I'm back again with another video. And in today's video, I wanted to kind of try this new thing where I turn on my camera and have it little in the corner of the screen here. Let me actually center it. I probably should have done this before I started recording. But anyway, so I wanted to have gameplay in the background so you guys don't get too bored or anything like that. But I do want to just try the live cam. Let me know if you like it, and maybe it'll seem a little bit more personable than just commentary, because it seems that that's the direction a lot of other YouTubers are taking. So I'm just going to follow suit and do what they do and turn my camera on for some of my commentary. So with that being said, I wanted to do a little bit of a update video talking about the future of the channel. I wanted to talk about that Telltale game series announcement that I was talking about, and that announcement is a little Q&A type series. And what I wanted to do with that is have you guys leave comments in the comments section of my video, and I answer those questions about Batman Telltale. I suppose that you could say it's strikingly similar to what Caboose XPL did for Batman Arkham Knight, but I would like to think, in fairness, you can't really copyright a Q&A series. Maybe you can, I don't know. So yeah, it's basically going to be a lot like that. If you saw his series for Batman Arkham Knight, it's going to be a lot like that, where, you know, you just ask questions and then I respond to them and just give my thoughts on them. They can be speculative. In other words, you know, like, do you think that X villain will be in the game? Or they could be, you know, a little bit more, I guess, concrete on stuff that we know. At the beginning, what I'm going to do is bi-monthly. So 2 times a month, not bi-monthly, sorry, bi-weekly, which means 2 times a month. So every other week, I will have an episode of it up, and it will all feature comments from your guys' videos. And those of you that I see comment a lot, I'm really going to try to feature you guys in the videos first, since I know you guys obviously support the channel, so and you guys might have the most to ask. One thing that I will say you just want to try to avoid, at least from my perspective, is asking the same question that everybody else asks, like, you know, will Joker be in the game? You know, certainly somebody can ask that, but at the same point, I've already made an entire video on that video topic, so it can become a little exhausting if everybody asks the same thing. So I would just keep that in mind to just, you know, I'm not saying don't ask, like, obvious questions or just overt, like, will this character be in the game? I'm not saying don't ask that. All I'm saying is that look in the comments and just see. And, you know, if you ask the same question somebody else did, I'm only going to pick one person that asked that question. Where if you ask a unique one that you think that I can talk about for a little bit, that'll be, you know, intriguing to the video, then that'll increase your chances of being featured in the video. So, with that being said, that is the series. In this video, in the comment section below, leave your... Why am I holding it? I don't know. Just on the table. Okay, so I do that all the time when commentaries when my mic's off. I just fiddle with things, but since I'm on camera, I have to be more professional, whatever. So, leave your questions about Batman Telltale in the comment section below. Again, they can be speculative, they can be more concrete, like when do you think the game's going to come out? They can be, you know, in-depth, like what storyline would you like to see? That kind of thing. Anything that you want to ask, I will answer them, and I'll try to feature at least 5 questions every video, and I'll be doing this up until the release of the game and through the release of the game, because it's an episodic release schedule. So after the first episode, we're going to do more Q&As. After the first one, questions about what happened in episode 1. So it's going to be happening throughout the rest of the year. So this is going to be a big deal from my perspective, at least, because it's going to be a big part of the channel, these Q&As of Batman Telltale. So with that out of the way, that's my update. Another thing I wanted to update you guys on is future plans for the channel. So Batman Telltale is going to be a big thing for the channel in 2016, as you guys can imagine. I mean, it's a big game. I'm going to be covering it a lot. I'm really looking forward to it. One of my most anticipated games of all time. I think that you guys are hopefully, you know, looking forward to it as well. Even if you're a little bit more, you know, cautiously optimistic, at least you're looking forward to the game. So that's going to be big in 2016, Batman Telltale stuff. Once the game actually comes out, this Q&A before the game comes out, you know, twice a month we're going to be doing it. Once we pick up and actually get concrete information in the trailer, it's going to shift to weekly. Every single week, a Q&A, all of your guys' questions, and I'm going to try to get to as many of you guys as possible. So that's that. Also, in summer 2016, my plan is to do comic stuff. And comics is something I've never done on the channel. I'm doing it again. I'm a big fan of comics, and I, you know, read comics pretty often. I go to the comic shop every week, and I have a pull list and everything like that. So I read comics. I don't do videos on them because I've never done them before. I'm not sure what the market is on YouTube. I'm not particularly concerned about that. I really do want to make comic videos. I will be starting, for consistency's sake, with the Rebirth, and I hope that a lot of you guys as well, I imagine most of you, maybe especially those of you that have not read comics, are going to be interested in this Rebirth or reboot, soft reboot, I guess you could say, and you guys are going to participate in that, so you can see the videos, and, you know, ultimately Batman, you know, Batman #1 is going to come out this summer, so it's going to be a soft, you know, rebirth, as they call it. And I'm going to be covering a lot of comics. That's something I want to do in the summer as well. That's probably going to be smack dab in the middle of Batman Telltale, so it's going to be a big point of the channel. This point in the channel We're kind of waiting for Batman v Superman to come out, and then after Batman v Superman comes out, I'll have plenty of videos to talk about that. And then, they're on, it's Batman Telltale and, comics, and then also at the end of this year, we have Suicide Squad. So there's going to be a lot of things to talk about, but, at this point, that's just kind of what I'm working with. So sorry for that long intro, and also no camera. I wanted to actually re-record the next part of this segment of this video that I recorded previously, and that is my thoughts on Batman v Superman, my overarching thoughts. And I will say that this movie is my most anticipated movie of all time, and that has changed a little bit, and this movie has very much so been a roller coaster ride for me and this channel. At first it was all high hopes, everything's all good and dandy, and then Doomsday trailer dropped, right? Trailer number 2, and I just wasn't digging that trailer. I mean, still I watched it today, I was like, that is not a good trailer. I went back and watched it recently, and I still am not sold on that trailer. However, after I've seen the movie in its entirety and I've seen how the movie's likely to pan out, I'm sold on it more and more. And really, I'm so ecstatic for the movie, and although I did just get some bad news about the movie, which is one reason I wanted to re-record this, that being that Jenna Malone's mystery role has been cut from the movie. That is unfortunate because it got leaked a little bit ago, as you guys know, if you guys watch the channel and you saw that French magazine leak, that she is playing Barbara Gordon. So what that shows to me is two things. Batman v Superman is rated R because Jenna Malone's she's Barbara Gordon, and the Killing Joke is going to take place. It was going to take place in the movie, but it was going to be R if they included that in the theatrical release, so it has to be in the director's cut. So that's the main thing that shifts Batman v Superman from being PG-13 to being rated R in the director's cut. With that being said, that is disappointing news for me personally. Some of you may not care, but to me that's a little disappointing. What is great is that the reviews for the movie, there are actual reviewers that have seen the movie at this point, and the reviews are overwhelmingly positive. And this is actually the only reviews I'm going to see in the movie, because I was a little curious, I'm not going to lie, I kind of broke my rule. And generally my rule is to not watch reviews for movies, and not only watch reviews, but fan reviews as well. And on March 21st, you're going to see a lot of fans, I believe, I think that's the date, are going to see the movie early. And I would caution you against actually looking at those reviews at all. And not only that, but like, having that influence your opinion of the movie going into it. And the reason is, it's called the Phantom Menace effect. Okay, it's not really, but that's what I call it. Okay, so if you saw after the Phantom Menace came out in 1997, actually, all the fans said they loved it. It was amazing. Many people actually said on the spot that it was the best Star Wars movie ever made. Later, I imagine every single one of those fans would go back and say that the movie was actually terrible. And even though, me personally, that's one of my favorite ones because I kind of grew up on that one. I've seen that one the most. But anyway, okay, so I was a kid when I saw that movie. Everybody, like the adult fans, they all hated it. But after they'd seen it for the first time and the hype was high, they'd been sitting in line for 2 weeks to see this movie. And the special effects were amazing at the time, way better than the originals. They were all like, oh yeah, it's amazing. But you really do have to let the film actually fester a little bit, and you have to let it sit in your mind and kind of just boggle around in there before you can really decide if the movie's good or not. And if you are a fan, a massive fan of DC Comics, going to see the movie early, keep in mind, these people got in line and watched an IMAX screening of a trailer, okay? So they drove to a theater and watched a trailer just to see it in IMAX, okay? So these are the most hardcore of hardcore fans, right? I think we all agree with that. So my point in saying that is that these fans are going to come out of the movie loving it no matter what, okay? And the movie is good, and the reviews thus far that have come out have said that. So with that being said, I would just caution you against being like, a fan's going to come out of the theater, maybe, one person is going to be like, 10 out of 10 IGN, best movie ever made, and then you're going to go into it expecting that it's the best movie ever made, and that's kind of an unfair expectation to, live up to for the movie itself. So that is what I would caution you against. Not only that, but reading reviews in general. I've already seen that there are spoilers about the movie that I would deem to be spoilers about Lex Luthor's plan, Wonder Woman's involvement in the movie loosely, and even though it's not specific details, I didn't know Wonder Woman's involvement in the movie at all. I did not know Lex Luthor's plan at all. So now that I know more specific stuff, I would deem that to be spoilers. That's me personally, and some of you may not care. And again, this is just my suggestion, but again, kind of recounting everything, it's been a roller coaster for me with this movie, and I will be the first to admit it. I was very high at one point, and then I was a little bit like, oh, I'm not so sure about this, and then really for me, this is my most anticipated movie of all time, and trust me, that is going up against The Dark Knight Rises, which previously was my most anticipated movie of all time, and I was really, really looking forward to that one. So, I'm excited for the movie. I did get a little bit of disappointing news that my favorite comic book character of all time, as many of you know, just got cut from the movie. But regardless, I'm still really looking forward to it, and this, the initial reviews that we've seen from actual reviewers, I remember that story a little bit ago in August 2015, where the board reviewers of Warner Brothers, the shareholders of Warner Brothers, saw the movie early, and in August 2015, and they apparently gave a standing ovation, and everybody was like, "Oh, that means the movie's gonna be amazing." It's like, okay, come on, that's like a dad clapping for his 9-year-old t-ball kid or whatever, after hitting a home run. You get the point. So I'm really looking forward to the movie. Cannot wait to see it, and I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you guys think? Do you think that this movie's going to live up to your expectations, or do you think that maybe your expectations are set so high based off these great initial reviews and maybe some of the fan reviews that you'll read that might get your expectations too high? And that's my concern and why I discourage you from reading reviews, because the reviews are going to be overwhelmingly positive. So I would just go into it open-minded and be surprised that way, rather than have your bar set so high from concrete proof from fans, and rather get that experience for the first time. Because ultimately these guys didn't go into it with that perception that the movie was going to be great. They just went into open-minded and no one else had seen it before them. So that's going to be the experience that I try to mold for myself, and I would suggest that you try it as well, because I did it for The Force Awakens, and I was really pleasantly surprised, except for that one tweet that I saw from the Real Comic Gamer, but that was the only one. I didn't read any reviews intentionally. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, again, feel free to like the button. My name is Slcmof, and we will see you in the next video.